My name is Hannu Nikurautio. I'm responsible for security and defense vertical, and I also lead the 6G test center, which is part of the NATO DIANA network. Next, I will walk you through what is the 6G test center and what kind of real-world testing we are offering, and how it supports dual-use customer and NATO DIANA innovators to secure reliable system. Let me start by highlighting why 5G and especially 6G is important for defense and critical communication. If we are looking to life where we are living, in the time we have a data essential for everything, whether you are managing critical infrastructure, running logistic, or responding to defense challenge. Threats are becoming more complex: cyber, climate threats, geopolitical shift. Meanwhile, technology is advancing fast, from the voice and messages to fully autonomous to AI-enhanced operation. This creates a clear need for low latency, secure and reliable network that can handle the real-time demands in tough environment. And that is what we are testing at the 6G test center. We joined in the NATO DIANA network and program at the beginning of 2024. And our role in there is that we are focusing in the network and then also the operators what are using the dual-use innovation, strengthening the NATO DIANA partners and industry for security and resilience area. We support NATO DIANA innovators and ecosystem customer with testing. We evaluate, verify, validate their product and solution. We call it the TEVV. We operate between research and then of course certainly defense and industrial. And we have built test environments together with our partners that allows us to evaluate and test technologies both in the lab and then in unique environment. 6G test center is built to support end-to-end testing for early lab setup and then go into the real validation in the field. We operate both controlled lab environment and then field location, including the extreme environment. For instance, underground mining, we can do testing in there, or Arctic test zones. It enables us to begin with the control functionality test and gradually increase in complexity, including the environment security and performance stress scenarios. We focus on turning research and innovation into field-tested solutions that work under real-world conditions. Looking in defense, we could say that the openness overall in the world is good and in industry in the telecommunication, but it can be a risk point for defense. If you look now at the open standards, they are useful, but they increase exposure. We deal challenges like jamming, spoofing, including fake base station, and the need for comms that are harder to detect. Our job is to test how to make 5G and 6G work in those environments with frequency agility, edge AI, device-to-device link, and integration with tactical radios. This work is done in collaboration with ongoing initiatives which focus on resilience and secure communication in demand conditions. One of our backbone in the 6G test center is our 5G 6G test network. And that is not just the infrastructure. It is also including entire regional ecosystem. Our test network is located in the area with a strong ICT base, and we work closely with partners like Nokia and Bittium. The test network spans this full environment from research lab to the field. But this isn't new. Test network foundation goes back to 2050, when 5G test network was launched. Over time, that platform has evolved and matured through the real deployment, industrial use cases, and academic research. Now the same infrastructure support dual-use ecosystem and also NATO DIANA innovators and project, and is being extended for 6G and future network demand. That is why we have a multiple focused in the test network. We have there in the fully operated 5G, 6G capable test network, and we operate that by ourselves. We have a different kind of capability like O-RAN with the virtual network architecture, AI RAN, what is more about the software RAN, and then Slice RAN node for the orchestration and federated testing, and also Converge Lab, combining the sensing and communication. Now we are also building the tactical radio system network to be part of the 5G, 6G test network. This is fully allowing us to test the future-proof system under real operation constraint, with real traffic, not just simulation. In previous slide I mentioned about the tactical radio system network, what is going to be part of the 5G, 6G test network. And that is creating the capability for the hybrid network. What is the hybrid network? Hybrid network is the modern mission what is not relying on a single communication system, but utilizing all possible communication systems. It is blending private and public 5G, 6G, non-terrestrial network like satellite and tactical radio system. This hybrid approach supports resilience and persistent communication across different zones, from the homeland, the logic support to forward edge operation. 5G, 6G test network support hybrid network by enabling detailed scenarios modeling, orchestration and device-to-device communication, resilient architecture under realistic conditions. The goal is simple. Ensure connectivity survives when conditions are ideal, and even when systems are partially compromised. One of our field test environment is OuluZone radio park area. That is a little bit further from the Oulu city, where we can take our ideas into practice. We have built a multi-use field environment for testing autonomous system, drones and heavy equipment under real conditions including Arctic winter. We run tests here on things like a remote control excavator, autonomous vehicle and drones that operate independently in complex and unpredictable environment. This is especially relevant for application in crisis response and even future military support function. This is where 5G, 6G prove their value by supporting real-time communication and control into conditions that challenge typical network. Then we have also partnered in the north of Finland in Sodankylä, and that offers one of the most remote and authentic Arctic testing environment in Europe. We work there with the Sodankylä Geophysical Observatory and the Finnish Meteorological Institute. These institutions provide both infrastructure and scientific context for our satellite payload and environmental testing. Facilities include clean rooms for satellite integration as well as vibration, thermal and radiation testing. We have a project with the focus on secure and resilient communication. We have a project for the regional initiatives exploring Arctic connectivity and monitoring. And then also project developing the protection system for critical infrastructure in harsh conditions. We also can run live trials of Arctic Vehicle-to-X, weather sensor and the digital twin-based traffic testing, all over the function 5G network. Many of these same technology we use in the defense, particularly for the critical communication, are just as important in the civil and industrial setting. Sectors like smart energy, logistic, mining and autonomous mobility all rely on the secure and resilient network, especially in the remote and harsh environment. We support these industry by testing systems like real-time weather sensing, space-based connectivity, and autonomous platform. Often under the same condition we might validate for military use. We are not doing this alone. We work with startup innovators in NATO DIANA, universities, and also larger partners like Patria, Nokia, and Bittium. We bridge the gap between lab experiments and real-world performance, ensuring systems are resilient before they reach the field. Our roadmap goes towards full-scale digital resilience, mission-critical communication. Focus areas and timeline for now is that we started end of 24, at the beginning of 25, with DIANA innovators who join in doing their testing. During 25, we will have an expansion in the defense and dual-use ecosystem, integration, AI-driven run, and hybrid networks. And then 26 beyond, we are looking at advancing digital resilience, connectivity, and next-generation hybrid network solution across the diverse landscape. So let's build the future together. So I want to thank you now at this time.